Hey guys, Nikhil here from Home Banao. Now, if you're an interior designer, an aspiring interior designer, or working in an interior design firm and you want to branch out and build your own interior design practice, or you want to apply for masters to a better college, the first thing they'll ask you is for a portfolio. A portfolio showcasing yourself, showcasing your work, etc. Here's the thing. Have you ever wondered how do you structure a portfolio well to make sense to someone else? So in this video, we'll try to address just that. How do you make a portfolio as an interior designer? So let's get into the video. So the first thing you have to keep in mind is the portfolio which you are making is not for you, it is for your customers. That's right. Keep that in mind. Always think about designing your portfolio from the third person's perspective and not from your perspective. The reason I'm stating this fact, even before I talk a little bit more detail about portfolio, is that a lot of interior designers make assumptions that the person reading may know what they know, and it is not possible. You will know a lot more about your work, about your designs, about your ideas, which a third person may not know. So please keep that in mind that the portfolio is not for you, but it is for a third party, a customer, or someone evaluating you. So how do you go about designing the portfolio, the structure of the portfolio? Here's the thing. Assume that the person who is going to be looking at your portfolio is thinking like a kid. I'm not joking. The reason I'm stating this is that a lot of people will not have a high attention span. They'll have an attention span comparable to a kid. And when they're going through a portfolio, if you're not able to grab their attention quick enough, it will be redundant having invested so much time in building a portfolio. Now let's get into the structure of the portfolio. Now, if you think about it, what do kids like? Kids love stories. So what should be your target in your portfolio is to build a story about you or your work. So keeping that in mind, the first thing I would like you to do is introduce yourself and give a great setup about you. So what's your background? What's your interests? What's your career been like? Where have you studied, etc. This should be the first thing which anyone sees, and this should be visual. Don't make it like a resume. Don't make it text based. Try to make a visual introduction about you. Next, when you start showcasing your projects, don't immediately show photos of your projects. What I would say is start with how you've been able to record your observations and how you've been able to record the way you've gone through your ideation process with previous clients. Say you've not had clients in the past, try to record how you would approach any observation or ideation for some sample areas which you can take a photo of. For example, I would say just decorate your own room and explain the ideation process of that. Trust me, a simple thing like this can give a great perspective to your prospective clients about what to expect from you. Next, I would ask you to focus on some sort of hurdles or constraints which you've had in previous projects and how you addressed them. For example, a budget constraint, a space constraint, a labor constraint. How were you able to address those constraints? The reason I would ask you to put this in your portfolio, it shows the person who is reviewing your portfolio that you're someone who's gritty and who will do whatever it takes to get the job done. And after all this, include photos of executed projects. Now, the reason I'm stressing on this and not renders is that renders have essentially lost their charm. You can just Google renders and get millions and millions of renders. But if you give photos of your executed projects, maybe even selfies, including you in the project, trust me, it adds a great human level to your projects. And the person who is going to be reviewing your portfolio, you will become a lot more relatable to him or her. So please keep this in mind. Now, finally, after you've showcased a little bit about yourself, about how you approach your project, and some photos of executed projects, next you can talk about some concepts and ideas which you have. So in this, I would ask you to focus on sketches and drawings more than renders. Again, I am not against renders. I am just saying that when you're telling your story to someone, I feel it should be a little bit more personal. It should be a little bit more intentional, and you're not gonna get that intent if you're just doing renders. So make sketches, explain different levels of the sketches, and in this process, you have not only made yourself a little bit more human, your story is a little bit more relatable, and the person reviewing your portfolio will be able to connect with you a lot more easier. So please keep these things in mind. We'll be going in depth of these topics in future videos, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel for those videos. The moment we release, you will get notified. And don't forget to like this video and share this video with your interior design friends and colleagues. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video.